Hello everyone. Uh, in last lecture, we have to be study or discussed about the subject syllabus of our subject metrology and quality control. So, in today's lecture, we are to be start our first chapter, that is measurement standards and comparators. So first we have to be discussed about the metrology. So the metrology is the science of measurement, and this science it is to be concerned with the six fundamental quantities. That's length, mass, the time, the electric current, temperature, and light interface. So, in practical application, it is the enforcement, verification, and validation of predefined standard. In the basic quantities, um, the physical quantity, these are to be considered, that is area, volume, velocity, acceleration, force, uh, voltage, or heat energy. So in manufacturing metrology, uh, measuring the length quantity it by the many way. It include that length, width, depth, diameter, straightness. All these terms are defined related to our length quantities. So this metrology is also concerned with industrial inspection and its various techniques. Then the main principles of engineering metrology. We know that the every operator, the every worker, the every manager, these are to be referring that metrology, and this metrology is the science of measurement which cover all the aspects that are to be related to the theory and practice, and also it refer all the measurement independently depend upon the science and technology. So as we consider, it include the linear measurement, for example length, width, depth, diameter. Also it include the angular measurement, for example angles or taper with the high accuracy. So metrology in the laboratory, due to its requirement on measuring equipment and the measurement, that is to be divided into the two groups, that is legal metrology or second metrology, it is to be concerned with the science and technology. So this metrology, that is establishing the units of measurement and their reproduction in the form of the standards. These are developing some methods of the measurement along with very high accuracy. So these metrology, these are to be needs the precise measurement and use the apparatus or equipment to obtain the required accuracy. So the in principles of our engineering metrology, we have to be need the precise measurement by using some apparatus um, or equipment, those are to be required for the accuracy. Then the measurement standards. So the measurement standards of the standards of measurement, these are to be very useful for the calibration and measuring instrument. So the term standard, it is to be used to designate universally accepted specification for the quantity, and these standard, these are provide the reference for assigning the numerical value to the measured quantity. We are to be refer or assign the numerical value to the measured quantity. For example, if we measure the length, okay, So these measured quantity we are to be mentioned into the numerical value. Suppose we measure the length of our bar, okay. So this bar we can say that it is of a 30 length, okay. So these standard, these are to be provide the references for assigning the numerical value to the measured quantity. Also, these standards, these are to be minimizing the error in measurement system. All the errors, whatever the errors, these are to be removed if we use that measurement standard. So, these standards, these are to be defined as the fundamental value of any known physical quantity as established by national and international organization of authority which can be reproduced. Okay, so these standards, these are of different categories, these are to be classified into different types. So that is the classification of standard. The first classification or first category, that is of a international prototype. So these are to be universally accepted physical representations of basic units to which all the measurements are attributed. So the international prototypes, these are to be accepted by the internationally, and these are to be maintained in highly controlled condition so that measurement can be assumed to be invariable. That is the first, that is of international. These are to be considered or decided by the international. Those are to be represented all the basic units internationally, and these are to be accepted by the universal. Then the second type of standard, that is of a primary standard. So these are the copies of our international prototype, and these are preserved carefully and maintained under standard atmospheric condition so that they do not change their value. Mostly these primary standards, these are to be kept in the national standard laboratories or institution, okay, along with that atmospheric condition. So these standards, these are to be of a stable, independent, invariant, or finite, okay. So if designing that, it is a copy of our international prototype. So if designing that primary standards, at that time some points these are to be considered. In that, the first point, the rigidity of construction and the accuracy of machining. The second point, the very low temperature sensitive and the long time stability of the material. The material, these are to be stable for the long time. And the third property, or the third point, no environmental effect on their characteristics, okay. So by considering that 3 point, the primary standards, these are to be of a designed and it is the copies of our international prototypes. Then the third standard type, that is of a secondary standard. So these secondary standards are reference standards calibrated from the primary standards. These are to be derived from the primary standards and resemble them very closely with respect to design, material, and length. So these standards are kept as a reference in the industrial organization and measurement laboratories to check and calibrate their measuring instrument, okay. So some of the industrial organization, these are to be kept at that secondary standards, but these standards, these are to be used for the reference purpose. Okay, uh, reference purpose for the fourth type of the standard, that is of a working standard. So the secondary standards, these are to be as a reference standards calibrated from the primary standards. Then the fourth standard, that is of a working standard. So these working standards, these are used more frequently in workshop and laboratories. So these standards are to be we have to be used in the workshop and the laboratories, and there these are the production measuring instrument used in the factory, and these are to be checked against the working standard. The accuracy of working standard is one order lower than the secondary standard. So this working standard, these are take the reference of the secondary standard. Secondary standard take the reference of the primary standard, and primary standard, these are the copies of our international prototype. Okay, so according to that we have to be calibrate our total measurement standards. So the four types of our standards calibration classification of standards, that is international, primary, secondary and working standards. Then the next, that is of measurement standards. So these measurement standards, these are of length standards and wavelength standards. So the length, it is to be measured between the two lines or two surfaces. If the length or distance is measured in terms in between the two lines, that standard it is to be known as a line measurement or line standard. And when the measurement of distance in between the two parallel surfaces, flat or parallel surfaces, that measurement or that standard is known as the end measurement. Okay, so that end measurement we will see in the next slide. So the line standards, these are to be of a international prototype, for example meter or yard in a line standard. The meter or yard is defined as the distance between scribed lines on the bar of metal under certain conditions of temperature and supports. So these are the legal standards and these are the act of the authorities of their use. So the yard or meter, these are of our line standards. For example, there is of a steel rule. Okay, example of that line standard steel rule. These are to be used for in the line standard in meter or in the yard. So in our slide we can see that there are to be different characteristics of that line standard. It is a carried out measurement carried out very quick and very easy. The instrument manufactured cost, that is to be of a less. These are to be subjected to some parallax effect, but we can take the measurement very in a very less time. The production cost, it is to be of a less. The production time, it is to be of a less. So that is to be related to our line standard. The first standard, that is of a line standard. Then second standard, we can say that that is of a end standard. So end standard, that is the distance measured between the two parallel surfaces. Okay, so these are to be named, these are to be considered as a end standards. So in end standards, for example of that end standards, that is of slip gauges or the length bars. Okay, so these length bars, these are of carbon steel bars. So these having the length from 10 to 1200 mm, and the diameter of that is of 20 mm. And these bars, these are to be useful for the large work pieces. Then another example of our end bars, that is slip gauges. So we, you know that the slip gauges, or we can say that a gauge blocks, these are of a rectangular or square block of metal, about 10 mm width, and high grade cast, these are made from the high grade cast steel. So two of the parallel faces of each block are manufactured a very extremely close tolerances, and these are to be very totally flat and parallel within the specified limit. So these slip gauges, these are the example of our end standards. So this slip gauges we have to be used where there is to be required of a very high accuracy of the measurement. If there is of a small or big job, we can use that slip gauges or the length bar. So these two standards we will study in the comparison in the next slide. So that is the comparison of the lined and end standards. So as we say that if the distance between the two lines, the distance measured between the two lines, that is to be named as a line standard, and the distance measured between the two flat or parallel surfaces, that is to be named as the end standards. The in line standard, the accuracy that is to be limited up to the plus minus zero point 0.2 mm, but in end standards, along with our slip gauges, we can get the more accuracy up to plus minus 0.0005 mm. Okay, then these line standards, these are to be quick and easy. We can measurement, take the measurement, but in end standard there is to be required the skilled person, okay, the skilled operator, and it is totally of a time consuming processes. In line standard, the marking on the scale, these are not subjected to the wear, but the wear, if we see the steel rule, okay, so after use of that steel rule, the ends of that steel rules, these are goes to be wear. Okay, the marking on that steel rule, that is to be as it is. So the marking that is not subjected to the wear, but the ending of that steel rule, these are to be of a under wear. Okay, in measuring in end standards, measuring surfaces are to be subjected to the wear. Okay, then in line standard, the alignment with the axis of measurement is not easy, as they do not contain a built-in datum. But in case of the end standard, alignment with the axis of measurement is easy, and as they possesses a built-in the datum. The line standards, these are simple in the manufacturing. The end standards, these are very complex, and complex in the manufacturing. The cost of line standard, it is to be low as compared to the end standard, and these are to be subjected, line standard, these are to be subjected to the parallax effect. Okay, parallax effect means if we see the scale from the top and from the side, from the top we can get the accurate measurement, and if we see from the one side or one side of that scale, we there is to be some error in the length, so that error it is to be named as a parallax effect. So in scale measurement, we can observe that parallax effect, but that error totally avoided in the end standard. Okay, no parallax error. Their use depends on the feel of the operator. For example, in line standard scale, that is in the yard or meter, End standard example, slip gauges, end bars, vernier calipers, ends of the micrometer and wheels. Okay, so these are the standards, the line standards and end standards. So in next lecture we will study about the another standard, wavelength standard, the systematic errors, the errors which are to be including systematic, environmental, gross error. All these we have to be study in the next lecture. Thank you.